experienced how to get into tech with no experience.
Well, I got the job.
Getting into the technology industry is not easy.
I do think the tech job market is going to recover pretty soon, and here's how it's going to happen.
What's up, Cyberhawks? So in today's video, we're going to be going over getting into tech. I guess the harsh reality of getting into tech, and I guess different ways you can get into tech. Have a plethora of different videos. Kind of just wanted to go over with that, and I've talked about getting into tech a lot on this channel. I'm pretty sure I have. And if you haven't seen those videos, you can definitely check those out. But yeah, it can definitely be a journey right now, especially since, after like COVID, it seemed like everybody could get a job super easy. And now you're in 2024, almost 2025. And it is a lot harder, a lot more strict, and different ways that we'll be going over. And yeah, it's definitely a journey. Again, it took me a while to actually get into the current position that I'm in now. And yeah, it was a grind. It was definitely not just given to me. A lot of applying, a lot of upskilling myself. And yeah, just a lot of grind. And a lot of people have been having similar stories of their grind to get, cyber or maybe security engineering or anything like that. But yeah, let's go ahead and start this first video out right here. And I tried on this one too to get more recent videos, something that was within the last month. So we should hopefully get something that should be very current to today, right now in the tech field. So let's go ahead and start this first one out.
Getting into the technology industry is not easy. Yesterday, I had a one-on-one consultation with someone who had zero experience, zero certs, no degree, and they were asking me what the best path for them was to get into tech. So, I'm asking them questions, trying to figure out kind of what his circumstance is, what does he currently do for work, all of those sorts of things, so we can kind of build out like a custom plan and a custom roadmap. So I'll start getting into all the things that I think this person has to do in order to get, where he wants to be. And he tells me, well, the other day I saw a video of someone who became a cybersecurity analyst and they didn't have a degree or any certifications. And my thing is just like, if that's what you want to do, and if that's why book a consultation with me? If you think that you can get into the tech industry with no degrees, no certs, no experience, and that you can just go on Coursera, take a couple of courses, and just mass apply for jobs on LinkedIn, be my guest. Be my guest. So because you're interested in the technology industry, your algorithm just feeds you examples of outliers. Now let's reverse engineer this. Why does the algorithm feed me examples of outliers? Because there are people who sell courses, and maybe there's one person that they've worked with who did something that was out of the norm and it landed them a tech role. I'm not saying that this stuff doesn't happen. I'm just saying that it's not super common. But of course, they're going to show you that because the concept is that it shortens your path to where you want to be. It's a simple, well-known marketing tactic. My approach is very, very different than that. My approach is to lay out, here are all of the things that I think you need to do. Here's how you can get started. Here's how long I think that it will take given your specific circumstances. That's a much more realistic way to think about getting into tech, aside from, take these 2 courses on Coursera, or take my boot camp, or take my whatever course and get into tech in 30 days, get into tech in 60 days. It does not work like that for majority of people. But listen, I don't know what I'm talking about, man. So if that's what you want to do, be.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and end that right there. And man, he said a lot of good stuff right there. There's a lot to unpack, but everybody's journey is different, not just in tech, but in life. Just because somebody else did it some way does not mean you're guaranteed to get that way. And I think that's something very prevalent that you've probably been seeing a lot with tech lately, or tech these last few years. Like, again, 2020, COVID, everybody can go home. Somebody were giving out jobs left and right. And it was a whole bunch of influx of people. With that influx of people, some people saw this and was like, okay, cool. Let me go ahead and start these boot camps to help people get into tech, where in actuality, you probably didn't even need that boot camp. And again, a lot of people see what other people are doing and like, hey, that person doesn't have a degree, so therefore I don't need a degree, or that person didn't do this, so therefore I don't have to do this. So when you think like that, that can definitely put you in a bad spot, actually. And he kind of talked about that there. Like, yeah, sure, that one person may have been able to, be lucky enough to get into a certain position without a certain degree, or get into a certain position without having a certain certain like certification, but again, that doesn't necessarily mean that's you. And that's a big thing. So let me kind of just go through this. It was like another point he was talking about. I want to say, yeah, no degree. Yeah, again, kind of just looking at everybody else's what everybody else is kind of doing, or seeing again the outliers and like, hey, I'm gonna be the outlier. When 9 times out of 10, you aren't going to be the outlier. You're going to be the normal person. And that's probably why I like Josh Metacor's cybersecurity course. I talked about that too on the channel. That was fantastic. The course was good. And then being an intern for his company was great, but he doesn't guarantee that, hey, you take this and you're going to guarantee to be making 80, 90, 100,000 plus. Now, a lot of us who have taken this course, or a good amount of us who have taken the course and got a job, we are getting paid pretty well. But again, that's not like guaranteed. And he doesn't guarantee that. And that's probably one of the reasons I like following his channel, following some of his knowledge base and whatnot, because again, he doesn't guarantee like, hey, you do this and you're just going to automatically do well. Like, you still got to practice. You still got to work on your own self, work on your presence online. Sometimes it's just networking with people. It's a lot of things that can go on. So again, kind of just shout out to Josh McCore on that. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys who watch the channel probably also watch him. But yeah, if you are looking for a course that I will recommend, I'll recommend that. Another awesome creator is Textual Chatter. If I'm not saying that wrong, he's also very pragmatic on what will happen to you, like within tech. Like, he don't guarantee like, hey, you work for me and I'm helping you out getting a job in tech, you're going to guarantee get $1 million. Like, no, like, it's still gonna be a grind, but he can, teach you some of the good steps, give you some of the knowledge that you need to get your first entry level job or get your second job, but within tech, which is again more reasonable versus, hey, you take my course, you buy something from me and I guarantee you're going to make $100,000. So again, that's what I like. That's what I prefer. I prefer somebody being more real with me versus just lying to me as if I'm going to be that one outlier, which, statistically speaking, I'm not. And let me see right there. Yeah, the algorithm. I guess that's also a problem with the algorithm showing the videos, showing these outliers. But it's because more people are watching those, because like, hey, if you see two videos, like one person coming out, they look like they're super rich and they're like, hey, I didn't have nothing. I just applied to this job right here and I got it. You can do it too if you get this course. That seems more compelling versus somebody else talking about, hey, I applied to 1,000+ jobs, 6-7 months, finally got a job. So I can't necessarily blame the people for the algorithm on that, because again, that's just what more people are watching. So that's what the algorithm is pushing more. So let's go ahead and play the next video here. And yeah, this was going
So let's
over
lead with that
the government jobs. So let's go ahead and put this bigger. And yeah, GovTech is another big thing.
salary below. Yeah, this is just one of the 500,000 jobs that the government is trying to push IT professionals into. And I did find out that you do not need your cybersecurity certification. I'm actually surprised at the salary versus what they are requiring for this job. The article is found at wh.gov. I did go through the article to find this job. You have to at least know something about IT. There are 3 different categories that they are trying to hire. It looks like cybersecurity being 1, IT tech specialist is 2, and AI is 3. So if you are interested, I would definitely say jump on the bandwagon, be a part of this crazy hiring spree that the government is doing, and just put yourself out there.
Okay, cool. Let me just silence that and put that should playing again. But yeah, tech jobs within the government, that's something also that's pretty big. I watch another creator, Simone Bees. She talks about GovTech a lot. And for me personally, I tried to apply to a good amount of tech jobs within the government space, and I didn't get those, or I was getting like replies like super late. So I think this is probably a good time for me to start applying to maybe more government jobs if I was interested in working within the government now, since I'm already working in a good place. Therefore, if they hit me up 2, 3, 4 months from now, I'm still good versus, you don't have a job, for example, and you're applying, you wait 4 or 5 months to get a reply back, you're out, you weren't able to pay your rent or able to pay your mortgage. Now you're out of a house. So yeah, if you currently have a job right now and you're interested in getting into government, I think this is probably a good time while you're still having a job. And that's just in general though. Like, if you currently have a job and you apply to other jobs, it's a whole lot easier versus you not having anything. And she talked about, I guess, this specific position and not requiring security plus, yes, you may find some jobs like on usajobs.gov that doesn't require a security plus certification within like cybersecurity, but I wouldn't recommend you just not going for it. I think getting the security plus looks good on your resume. Looks good for recruiters primarily because a lot of them may be searching through to see what certifications, and a lot of them have heard about the security plus. And yeah, just having that for that. And again, for other government jobs, you having that will allow you to apply to a lot more versus again just a few that she's talking about. But yeah, GovTech is a good place. I've been hearing really good things about it. And a lot of these too allow you to get your, what do you call it? Your clearance, like your security clearance. And once you get that, like a high one, you should be pretty much golden on getting a job because some of these jobs do require somebody who does have a security clearance. And if you don't have one, you didn't go in the military, XYZ, you kind of just out of luck. Whereas if you are one of the few who do have the security clearance, you're able to get a job that a lot of other people aren't able to simply because you have that clearance. And let's go ahead and play the next one here. The tech job market is trash. Let's see what he's talking about. Oh, let me share it. I guess I wasn't sharing this tab. All right, there it goes.
This is just me, but I always feel like I'm one of the last to hop onto trend. I remember like in 2020 when everybody was talking about tech, get into tech. There's so much jobs out, so much opportunity, so much money in tech. And I remember there was so many boot camps that people would go to and they were just getting jobs left and right because the money was just flowing from these big tech companies. So I'm like, yeah, okay. Well, if all I got to do is pay for a boot camp for like a few weeks, I'll do it. And I could get a job that pays over 100K in like, what, 6 months to a year? No, that's easy, no brainer. So I walk into UX UI design. I look up all the boot camps. I'm like, well, I'm already good at design anyway. This is going to be easy. When I tell you UX UI design, an 8th grader could do it. One semester. Actually, you probably don't even need a whole semester, honestly. It's not that much to like retain. It's not that much information to retain. Fast forward 2024 and nobody's hiring for UX UI design. It's like the freaking Hunger Games out here if you want to get a job in that area. And I think a lot of these boot camps are also closing down because like, what are they going to promise? They can't promise you a job anymore. The job market sucks.
Okay, that was pretty funny. But yeah, also true. Kind of like with, I guess, crypto and a lot of things like that. It's like once you hear about it, it's kind of like too late. Like once everybody started hearing about Bitcoin, when it was like the big thing, it was like, dang, you should have been investing in it maybe a few weeks prior to that or some months or years prior to that before, it drops. And now it's kind of going back up again, but nobody's talking about it. But I'm pretty sure, again, when like everybody in the world talking about it again, is like, yeah, you should have been investing in it before it hit 100K, before it hit 200K, before it hit 300K. So again, that kind of just goes with everything with that. With that being said, he said UX design. That's funny. I actually thought about UX design about like before COVID. I won't say before COVID. I was actually thinking about that would be something cool to do. I like the user interfaces of things, and I thought that would be something that I think I could be good at. I even had YouTube channels. I cannot think of the name of the channel I'm thinking of at the moment. I may do like a part 2, but I have a channel where I kind of like show like video game like start screens. And I had like different music I created, and I create like the artwork on it so I can kind of like show maybe like potential people. Like if I was working for that company, like let's say Mortal Kombat, I'm like, hey, I got this cool design right here. I want to show you guys. I was able to create all this, had the music. I had it looking nice. And just in my head, I'm like, yeah, if I'm getting this practice now, if I do end up getting a job in UX design or something like that, I got like a portfolio I could show. But anyway, yeah, that's crazy that he was thinking about getting to that recently. And yeah, he can't really get a job. And he talked about the boot camps and like, yeah, the boot camps can't, again, guarantee that you will get a job now. I guess you can't necessarily guarantee that anywhere, but yeah, you don't need a boot camp to get into cybersecurity or to get into tech in general. You can, with that time that you're using and that I'm pretty sure the amount of money that you're spending, you could have a whole lot better luck getting YouTube videos. Wow, free YouTube videos in that case, or getting somebody that is like highly verified, maybe from other random people on YouTube, like maybe myself talk about, again, like Josh's course or something along those lines. I feel like you have a whole lot better luck versus, again, spending, I don't know how many thousands of dollars plus and how many, years, 6 months, a year, 2 years for something like that. And again, you can learn that if you're spending 2 hours a day, you could learn a lot more versus, again, what his boot camp was, and I'm pretty sure a lot of boot camps were. Now, I'm not saying 100% of boot camps are bad, but at least a lot of these in tech that kind of sprang up after COVID, I don't think they're the best. Again, because it was like a free market. A lot of people who didn't even have degrees, certifications, boot camp experience was able to get jobs. So you don't need, you didn't need that, but they could show people like, hey, I know you're scared. I know you're used to going to school to get anything. Take our boot camp for a year or two, then you'll get a job. Like they're getting you with those type of tactics right there. Next one right here is job hunting. Oh yeah. I remember seeing the beginning of this one. This is for LinkedIn. So I'm definitely intrigued to see what hacking or LinkedIn hacks he's talking about for getting a job.
You tried LinkedIn, but it hasn't worked out for you, you might be doing it wrong. My first tech job was at LinkedIn, and I worked there for 3 years. So here are my job hunting tips for June. First, LinkedIn is not a job board. You don't just hop on, apply to a bunch of jobs, and then call it a day. Absolutely not. Especially in this market where 100 people are applying to one job in 45 minutes. LinkedIn is a networking platform. So this means you should be connecting with people, engaging with posts, comment, like, slide into DMs to ask for introductions only when it's appropriate. Next, turn on open to new opportunities so recruiters know that you're looking. Tip, periodically, you want to turn it off and then turn it back on to refresh your status in the pool. Here's a little secret. On the back end, recruiters can see who just turned on the feature, and you want to be at the top of the list. And my favorite tip, instead of just searching for jobs, use the search bar to type in #hiring. This way you can find companies who are hiring, but maybe they didn't post a job, because posting jobs on LinkedIn isn't always free.
Okay, cool. I think those are actually good advice. I'm learning some new stuff right there. So let me go to some of the stuff I kind of knew about, like the #hiring. That's smart. Or hashtag, I know, like I was doing something like #hiring cyber, and it's like stuff like that to, more towards the exact type of job I wanted. But yeah, doing that with the hiring or maybe having multiple hashtags can definitely help out, because it allows you to, again, see these managers or see these people who are hiring people. They may just want to make a post talking about it because they know from experience probably that they actually put the job up. You're probably going to get thousands, probably thousands and thousands, like instantly, of different people that you have to sift through. Versus this route, it may just be maybe 150 or maybe, X amount of people. It will be a smaller amount. So you will have a higher chance, just numbers wise, if you do it this route. So definitely recommend it that way. If you see like a hiring manager, maybe in tech or things like that, you following them too can help out as well. Because again, this may pop up on your feed. At one point, I was following a lot of people who were the hiring people for tech. I was following a lot of them daily, maybe like 10 to 20 a day. And then I would actually see a good amount of posts just organically on my LinkedIn about them talking about jobs. So yeah, that's something that I definitely recommend doing there. Another thing she talked about too that I wasn't doing, or I guess I kind of was doing maybe a little bit, but I can definitely improve, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys can as well. It's just using LinkedIn as a social network, connecting with people, talking about different projects that you're doing, kind of just opening up yourself. A lot of people, again, like myself, primarily use LinkedIn just to apply to jobs, and that's it. You don't have any type of presence or any type of network on there, but building that up can definitely help you out as well. I remember seeing several different posts from people that kind of blew up, and they had hiring people within their comments saying, hey, I like to hire you. I like to do this. I like to do this. And other people talking about similar experiences that they've had, or people hitting them up in their DMs talking about, hey, I saw you did XYZ project. Are you interested in this? So again, that's something else that you can definitely do. Another thing I didn't know too was about the turning on that you're looking for a job and then having it off to like restart it, and them knowing, I guess, how frequent that you've actually are looking for a job. Like that was interesting. So yeah, if you're having like hard luck right now, I guess you can just turn that off maybe for a day, turn it back on, and I guess you'll be higher up in the queue. So you probably will have a higher chance of getting a job that way. So, hey, something food for thought right there. But I like those LinkedIn hacks. I like those hacks. Those are good. Definitely informative. Now I'm interested in working for LinkedIn so I can show you guys some more secrets. Well, let's go ahead and play the last one right here. And this is how she broke into tech sales. So let's see how this goes.
What's your occupation? What do you do?
I work in tech sales. Hi, that's me.
And since that video has kind of blown up, I've had a few people in my DMs asking if they can get into tech sales without a degree, without any prior experience. So here are the steps and advice that I wish somebody had told me when I was trying to land my first sales gig. First, you need to figure out what you want to sell and for what company. You're going to go to websites called G2 and RepView. G2 allows you to see all different tech companies and filter them out based on their industries, things like retail tech, fintech. RepView will allow you to filter and research different companies based on things like their salary packages, quota attainment, culture, size, which will give you a lot of insight into the different types of companies there are. Once you've got an idea of where you want to work, you're going to go onto LinkedIn and find SDR or BDR jobs at those companies. These are entry-level sales gigs. If you have zero experience, I'd recommend looking for an inbound SDR job, which means you'll be booking meetings with warm leads who already have shown interest in the company. But if you are confident, 100% apply for an outbound SDR role. It's more challenging, but it's a lot more rewarding when you get a win. And what you're going to do is you're going to reach out to the hiring manager. So you're going to sign up to free trials for tools like Apollo, Zoom Info, Signal Hire, Lucia. You are going to get their contact details. Send them a LinkedIn message, send them an email. But if you really want to stand out, you are going to cold call them. This is the ultimate way to impress an SDR manager. When you call them, do not be a robot. People value authenticity and charm. If for whatever reason you can't email, LinkedIn, call them, just copy it on the chin and apply through the normal website. Be sure to bring up the fact that you were trying to do cold outreach so you can get some extra credit. Be super prepared for interviews. You're going to research the company, its product, value props that they use to sell the solution, who their ideal customer profile is, their competitors, preferred sales methodology. And you're going to learn the sales language. Listen to a podcast called 30 Minutes to President's Club. This will give you exposure to all of the different lingo for things like lead generation, qualification, CRM, and then so on. You're going to go through the interview process and hopefully land that gig. Now, there is so much I didn't touch on because I didn't want to bore everyone. But if you
Okay, cool. So yeah, this one was actually
since that video is kind of blown up.
sorry about that. Yeah, a little bit different than I thought it was going to be about, but yeah, tech sales. I have heard good things actually about tech sales. I guess I never really thought about me going into tech sales, but I have been hearing good things about it. Few YouTubers I follow who are actually pretty big online are into tech sales space. And yeah, I guess it's more or less technical. So if you're interested in getting into tech and you like talking with people and whatnot, I think tech sales is another great way to get in. I've been hearing again from other people that within tech sales, you don't necessarily need a lot of the different certifications, for example, and maybe not even like high-end education, for example, either, because again, you're selling the product. So as long as you can learn the product and can get people to like you and you can explain it well, you'll have a higher chance of getting that versus just being super technical and not being able to talk with people. But anyway, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I know getting into tech can be challenging, can be hard. That is definitely true, but you got to stick in there, apply, keep trying to upskill yourself. And for me, again, I definitely recommend Josh Mattercourt's course. That helped out a lot. If you can get other type of internships, that's good too. Microsoft is very good with that, with remote ones at that. I will definitely look into that. Maybe look at other like big companies or even smaller companies, internships that you can at least get a taste of what type of tech that you're interested in. And then you can put that in your resume as well that, hey, I got experience doing X, Y, Z. It may have been for a month or two. It may not be for years, but that's some type of experience. And experience is definitely golden in this field.